FightSaga.com and Halftime Pizza proudly present Real Talk with boxing professional Rick Glaser.
Welcome. Happy Monday to all of you guys, and I hope you had a great start to your week. Work week, anyway. I know I had fun last night, the start of my week, watching Cowboys look Super Bowl bound as they annihilated the New York Jets. And I'm happy to say that isn't my guest's favorite team, so I can actually gloat about it. But guys, it wouldn't be a Monday without the counsel of the incomparable Real Rick Glaser. Rick, how you doing tonight, sir?
Good. Real good, Joe. Glad to be here. I'm missing NFL football right now, but it's all right. As long as it's your show, it's great. I don't have a problem missing NFL football for your show.
Oh, well, let me tell you, brother, thank you for the sacrifice, my friend, because it's one of those strange NFL double Monday nighters. I don't know why they do that, but
well, they're gonna do more of them. I understand. I don't know about later this year or next year, but they're definitely gonna do more of them. So there's reasons for it, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if they're trying to drown out other stations on Monday night, other networks. I'm not really sure what the reason is, but yeah, these guys know what they're doing. So they get paid. They're paid professionals in that field, in the TV field. So we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Going forward,
I tell you what, they're drowning out the weekends, and it's really put a damper on boxing's schedule for Saturday nights.
Right. Well, most of the shows now are on Friday nights during football season. The Zone went with their show Saturday night, but they're catering to a certain clientele that would rather watch boxing than which is the Hispanic audience. Having Williams Zepeda versus Mercedo Gesta. And, I'm hearing that did great numbers for the Zone, great viewership.
That is
probably
great.
Get a lot of fresh buys going in, and it's good,
That is great news, and something tells me we're going to talk all about William Zepeda, the hard-punching machine at 140 pounds. Later on in Fact or Fiction.
135.
Oh, he's still campaigning at 35.
Yep, that's what the fight was the other night. Yep.
Oh, that's right. Hesta is indeed a 35-pounder. So is there any possibility of Zepeda moving up because of, let's just face it, Rick.
Not till he wins a world lightweight title. No, he can make 35, no problem. So he's going to stay there.
So in your opinion, Big Rick, how are they going to get this guy stiff for competition? Or is he just that good? He just makes it look easy. Because Hesta is a veteran. He's a very good fighter.
He's that good. If you remember, Hesta was in a great fight with Jojo Diaz.
Yep.
And this guy, Zepeda's getting better. People don't realize that. Every fight out there, he gets better. And that's a great thing. There's no question about it. So he just looks like the real deal to me.
Oh, he sure does. And I'm sure he looks like the real deal to everyone else. And I don't know how many. He looks like the Subriel Matthias of lightweights. And wouldn't you know it, they're coached by the same guy. They're gym mates, and they train in the same facility in the mountains of Mexico. That's why you see both gentlemen they don't have an off button, do they? And if you're hoping that they're going to run out of gas, that's not going to happen. They're prepared by Panda, right? Their trainer, very good trainer. And he's not even being discussed as trainer of the year. And that's shocking. Well, probably because Bomac's a lock, right?
Bomac alive, and my friend Bomac is incarcerated right now over in England. But he'll. I think once the hearing goes, I think they'll make some adjustments and they'll let him come back here and everything else. I don't think that he's going to be detained over there after that hearing. I just don't see it.
Well, I tell you what, our thoughts and prayers go out to Bomac and his family and friends, and hopefully he gets back. Come on, Joe Biden, come on. Guys, at this time, it's my pleasure to introduce to the show. I'm trying to get it done right now anyway. Come on, brother. This is frustrating.
What's frustrating?
There he is. I'm trying to add my brother, the boss, G Funky, to the show. Hey, just slipped. Hold on.
Hey, G-Funk.
I'm here.
Let me try to add him one more time.
Joe, can you hear me?
My computer's a little slow, and I can't understand why.
Joe, I hear him.
I can't hear him. I can't hear a thing. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just waiting. My goodness. This is frustrating. Hang on, G. I'm trying my best, brother. Is he on the screen, G-Funk, or Rick?
No. I don't know.
Let me try closing a couple windows here, man. My apologies, brother. I'm going to try something very quickly. Hold on. Oh, boy. Wouldn't you know it? Oh, here he is.
Hey,
G-Funky, finally making it to the show. Big round of applause for G-Funky.
Thank you so much. And I apologize, gentlemen, for being tardy, but I'm here.
Thank goodness, brother, joining the festivities. So now, guys, since G-Funky's here, well, it's time to get started with...
Maybe, just maybe, it's time for Rick Glaser's Twitter Watch. Bing!
And there it is. Yes, can you hear me now, guys? Can you hear me?
Yes,
can you hear me, sir?
You.
All right, very good. Sorry, my computer's a little slow. I'm going to try to clean it up while G-Funky finds his favorite tweet of Rick Glaser. I'm going to read mine. And this happened at 6:40 a.m. this morning, guys, September 18th. And he says, it's now September 18th, and there's still no media announcement, and there are no fights listed on the schedule for Saturday night. Showtime Boxing on the premium cable network. As all of show are pay-per-view. Traditionally, Showtime would put out their fall boxing schedule in late August. When I had tweeted earlier this year, Showtime Boxing was in trouble, many laughed. Despite the fact I said it wouldn't be an overnight process. Well, this could very well be the beginning of the end. And I think if those big pay-per-views that Showtime is doing do not hit big numbers, that could very well cause Showtime to exit boxing altogether. If it happened to HBO Boxing, why can't it happen to Showtime? Think about that. This would not be good. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
They do have one fight on the schedule, but it's not a PBC fight in its entirety. It's a show with Tim Zhu and Brian Mendoza from over there, and the rights fee for a fight like that could be 200, 250, 400, maybe 500,000 at the most. Yeah. It's not a high buck show. And I think that there's big troubles there. I mean, that's one show that they actually have that's going to be, I think, in October. And you're talking about September, October, November, December. Normally, they announce the whole slate in late August, like I said. And they've only announced pay-per-view fights in this one particular fight. And they didn't even put out a media release. Say, this is their schedule. They said, this is a fight. This is an event, it'll be odd. They didn't put out any media schedule for the fall. It would not be good for boxing.
No.
Somebody asked me if I'm hoping that'll happen. I said, no, of course not.
Of course not.
Right. The fighters would lose a revenue stream. The whole business would lose a revenue stream. Of course not. But apps are the way to go in the future. And if they put on boxing on the app, on the Paramount Plus app, I believe that they're going to do like Showbox type of fights, $100,000 specials once a month, maybe even twice a month. But I don't see them doing these multi-million-dollar shows anymore in Showtime Championship Boxing. I think that'll be non-existent. I believe that from what I'm seeing. I mean, you just feel it. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to do pay-per-view. If these fights do well and they make money overall on pay-per-view, then they'll continue with pay-per-view. But I think the days of Saturday Night Showtime paying millions are doomed.
Wow. Well, we'll see. Look like can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you're breaking.
Can you guys hear me okay? Oh, boy. Okay, well, hold on. It's time to put my hotspot on here. I can't believe this. Okay, very good. Well, we'll just keep this as backup. Chingao. All right. Well, we'll keep this on backup, right? Just in case. I've got my hotspot on just in case. Well, I tell you what, Rick, I do know for a fact that November 4th is going to be Subriel Matias versus Shoshan Ergashev. And that's a great, great fight. And that's going to be for his IBF 140-pound title. He just haven't formally announced
so
it.
that would be that's not a high budget show. So I mean, you got to, the purse bid was peanuts for that fight.
Yep,
wasn't it?
Sure was.
Right.
Sure was.
Right. It's not a high dollar show. So, it stands to reason what I'm saying. Even if they do shows, these are going to be, they're low budget shows. They're not doing what they were doing on these fights. They're not spending a lot of money. So
that's right. And look, even if they do move forward with the schedule, it's safe to say though, Rick, and I think this is across the board, that unless you're a proven attraction, a crossover mainstream guy, the gravy train has come to a screeching halt.
Oh, there's no question about that. Oh my God, yes.
Yep.
Oh my God, yes. There's not even a question about that part. So.
Yep. So these days of guys like Demetrius Andrade, and that fight is all but done. But yeah, no one is happy, and I can tell you with great certainty. And I'm not going to disclose anything, but I can tell you with great certainty, no one on that end is happy that Demetrius Andrade is asking for the kind of money that he is, and that's coming up on Fact or Fiction. G Funky, have you found, and we'll disclose that in a bit, have you found your favorite tweet today from Rick Glaser?
Yes, I have. So let's go ahead and read it. This is from yesterday, September 17th at 3:59 a.m. Whoa, early in the morning, Rick. And it says, William Cepeda beats every lightweight in the world right now except Shakur Stevenson. Yes, that includes Devin Haney if he returns to 135, Tank Davis, and the flake, Frank Martin. Cepeda is unique, throws nonstop, left-handed, very strong, and stamina is incredible. Ooh, that's a tough claim there, Rick, but let us know what else you have to say about that.
Rick, did you hear all of that, sir? Or is he breaking up?
No, I heard it all. Okay,
very good. So it's just on my end. I'm right now while he's talking, I'm just trying to clean up my computer. So maybe that's why it's slowing down. So it should be running very well now from this point forward, guys. So as you were, Rick, my apologies.
Well, Cepeda is so unique. He's a left-handed power puncher, very strong, big for the weight class, and he throws an unbelievably high volume of punches in every round, first through 12. And I think that he's going to be these other guys are going to be very surprised when they get in the ring with him, that he's quick, also quick, and he's very smart. And he's got a higher ring IQ than people don't talk about his ring IQ, but he's got a high ring IQ. I've had the luxury of watching all his fights in recent years, and I couldn't be, I wouldn't be making that quote bold statement without me, saying, hey, this guy's unique. This guy, first of all, is Devin Haney doesn't punch hard enough to keep this guy off of him, and he flicks his punches out there. He doesn't throw punches in volume, and this guy walks forward and puts pressure on it. He's left-handed. He's got too many advantages in the fight. The only advantage that Devin Haney has is actually sheer speed and experience in bigger fights. That's it. And this guy here, he can topple him. As far as Frank Martin, he'd run Frank Martin out of the building. I think he beats Lomachenko. Lomachenko's a little on the back nine. I think his volume is too much for these guys. And the only guy he doesn't beat is Shakur, and that's because of the fact that he's a defensive specialist, and he doesn't use his upper body movement to get out of the way. He uses his feet to get out of the way. that means that Williams and Zepeda would have to completely reset every time, and that gives and lose his momentum and timing. I really believe that Shakur is the only guy that would beat him right now.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I like the kid. I'm about ready to see him though. Step up in comp. I think that the Hesta fight I thought it was going to be a little more exciting. Turned out to be very one-sided.
Well, that's how good he is. That's how good he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like Crawford. He's so good. He's so good. He makes people look like they're shot.
Yeah,
that's how good he is, guys.
And he's very offensive. So,
well, he's made a believer out of me.
You know?
But you know what? I would love to see him. Now, once again, we talked about this though earlier, Rick. I can't see him. And I love that Oscar De La Hoya. They're giving him dates. They're making him a headliner. And they're turning him and they're cultivating him into a ticket seller in that area, as they should, because that's the only way he's going to get live body opposition.
Yes.
Because they will not have a reason.
I think what they're going to have to do. I think they're going to have to do is get the top guys that are not big ticket sellers in Japan and from the Asian countries, period. And other Hispanic countries around the world, and where the kind of money they would be offering would be life-changing money for those fighters. And talk about ranked fighters, and go from there. I mean, there's the guy's very, very good. He's going to make everybody. It's a funny thing. These are the kind of situations where you get a rated fighter. And you're all excited about the fight. Oh, this guy can fight. I've seen him, or I know about him. People will say, and then Zepeda will make him look so bad that the guy was a bum. The guy was a bum. Well, no, the guy's not a bum. Zepeda's that good, just like Crawford's that good. Yep. Okay, you got to remember something. Shakur's not a puncher, and he doesn't throw in big volume. He's a stylist that with speed of hand and foot. So he's not going to blow guys out. This is the kind of guy that can blow guys out of there.
Yep,
that's the difference.
Yeah,
that's it.
I would love to see
G-Funky, unlike what we profess on this show, I'm going to ask Rick Glaser this. Then, is he one of the few legitimate boogeymen of this sport?
He's going to be. He hasn't been yet because he hasn't got to that level yet where they're ducking him. But now after this win, I think they're going to start ducking him. I don't think they're going to end up fighting him, and I think they'll be hard pressed. They're going to have to pay a lot of money for P1 visas to get guys to come over here. Believe me when I tell you, those guys come over here. It's
I think you're absolutely right. And once again, Mercito Hesta, I know he may be long in the tooth, but guys, make no mistake about this. No one had ever done that to Mercito Hesta before Saturday night.
Exactly. Just like no one did that to Earl Spence like Crawford did. I'm going to say, I don't know if we talked about it in this show. I know I talked about it on one of the podcasts that I'm on, but maybe I did. And if you guys want to stop me, because I did, I don't know. But all these guys that Crawford fought were gold medalists. Two of them were gold medalists.
Yep.
And the bunch of them were world amateur champions. They were legit number one contenders. They were top guys. He made them look horrible, just like he made Spence look horrible. And people on record, they say he's fighting bums. He's got a bad resume. Bullshit. Look what he did to fucking Spence. Then they say, he's only got one big win. Cavalisius was a feared guy in the welterweight division.
Two-time Olympian.
Correct. And a world amateur champion and all that other happy horse shit. Right. And these guys don't get how good he is. They just don't understand. They don't know what they're looking at, most people. And Crawford is great. He would have been great in the welterweight era back in the 70s and 80s with the Ray Leonards and the Benitez's, Duran, Hearns. He would have been great even in that era. He's that good a fighter, guys. I don't give a shit what anybody. I know what I'm watching. I've been watching boxing long enough, and I have a good eye. And everybody says I do.
Yes,
Right.
you do.
I have a good eye. I know what I'm watching, and he's a great fighter. I tell you what, if he fought Donald Curry at Donald Curry's prime, the one that knocked out Milt McCory, I don't know. I don't know who would win. I'm not sure.
Wow.
Yep.
I would love to
Yep.
see. I would love to see Cepeda and Isaac Cruz. Not only would I think that would be a fantastic fight
Nah,
for the fans, but it'd be good.
he'd blow Isaac Cruz right out of the joint. No, he'd
You
be
think that would be
standing
a
right
big
in
fight,
front.
though, Rick?
Oh no, it'll be a big fight. No, it wouldn't be a big fight.
I've been hearing from some fellow YouTubers that I know that are in Southern California, and they're saying Isaac Cruz is kind of making some waves with the fans down there. So I mean, it could be a big fight, maybe. You know,
well, it would be a bigger fight than Zepeda has ever been in. Yes, but it's not going to be a big fight. In other words, it's a good fight. Well, could it sell 10,000 tickets? Yeah, of course it could.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be and do interest on the zone? Yeah, of course it would. But he's going to end up fighting. He's going to end up fighting Tank Davis anyways. That Isaac Cruz, Pitbull, will end up fighting him anyway. So really, it really won't matter. But you know, in truth, this guy blows him. This guy blows him right out. You know, I don't care what anybody says.
Well, we'll see. It's very hard to hurt, though, Rick. Someone who has no neck, like Isaac Cruz.
Yeah.
But what we like to profess two things on this show, right? We like to profess two things on this show. One of them is my Emmanuel Stewart. You know, once again, one of the last great nuggets he gave me, and said, "Well, Joseph, you know, records, resumes, and trinkets are for fans, writers, and network executives who really don't understand what they're looking at the ring just yet." So yeah, he understood that most fans. That's why they like to compare resumes, almost like paper dolls for men, because they really don't know what they're looking at, right?
Right.
And another thing we like to profess is, well, there are no boogeymen in this business, just non-ticket sellers.
Right.
Yeah.
And so once again, I think Oscar and Eric, they're doing a great job with William Zepeda. Keep him coming. More of it.
Yep.
Look, use the Joe Louis method. Just give him the bum of the month club. Okay? Use the Mike Tyson method.
Listen,
right?
Joe, I'm going to tell you a real quick funny story. I'm going to get off subject a little bit. So about 15 years ago, this guy calls me up and he says, I'm an up and he says, I'm up and coming. In other words, he was saying he's a prospect. I said, listen, tell me about your boxing career, not about your sex life.
Oh, shit. I tell you what. Jeez.
He couldn't stop laughing.
Well, I will disclose this. It's getting a little personal, but I will say this. Oh boy, the only reason why I'm still up and coming is because of that big blue Louisville Slugger bomb.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? Science, guys. Science is a great thing.
Oh.
Thank you, Pfizer. Thank you, Pfizer.
So tell me, what's the next Twitter watch question?
I tell you what, no shame in my game, Big Rick. So here it is. No. I found one. I absolutely love this one. This was tweeted, or I should say X'd, at 9:34 a.m. September 15th. And it was as a response to this. Once again, guys, most of these fighters, and this should tell you everything you need to know, most of these fighters, they really don't know nearly enough about the business as they should. Okay. Right. And this is a response, Rick responding to BoxingScene.com, their article featuring Yordenis Ugas. And he said, I was training to fight Thurman. I have no idea why that fight got undone. Big Rick says, well, Ugas fighting Barrios was a direct result of Thurman pricing himself out. Thurman is doing a great job of shutting down his own career. Congrats to Keith Thurman on that dubious honor. #boxing. Rick, and he just doesn't seem to care, Keith Thurman. A lot like Danny Garcia, who, responded back to Terrence Crawford when he said, no, I'm good. I'm rich. I have several investments in real estate. I own several businesses. I don't need to fight.
What that's saying? You know what that's saying? I don't. I'm ducking out of this conversation real quick. That's what he's saying.
Well,
You know.
yeah. Look, and Terrence has the right idea. Hey, man, you snooze, you lose. I will never give you that opportunity because when I was hungry and I wasn't where I am now, when I wasn't considered the man by, and it wasn't a consensus back then, you guys weren't giving me the time of day. So you know what now? You guys can kiss my ass.
He's right.
And I think he's got the best. I think he's got the right attitude. You know what? These guys are all.
What he's saying is, fuck them. That's what he's saying.
And you know what? He's justified in doing it because, dude, why would you give a retread, a has-been like Danny Garcia or Keith Thurman? Keith, once upon a time, Thurman, an opportunity to make a big payday when they were just basically saying, hey, you know what, man? You're on the wrong side of the street. I think these is just desserts.
There's no question about it, Joe. You're 100% correct. That's what he's saying. He's saying, "Fuck you guys."
Yeah. Let's hit him with some. Let's hit him with the Billy Bats. All right.
BBC gutless pig.
Woo!
Yeah.
And look, and Team Batman Boxing says this, and welcome to the show, sir, and thank you for joining us. He said, to be fair, Virgil Ortiz gave Igas Kavalyaskes a beating. Well, not until after he got hurt early in that fight. Yeah. Guys, Igas Kavalyaskes, there's a reason why Top Rank dropped him. They didn't know what to do with him. They're like, hey, he's considered too much risk for the reward. He's not a big ticket seller.
No, the real reason they dropped him is he couldn't sell a ticket. He did low ratings when he was on TV than the time frame he was always on. And it was just, he didn't mean anything. And he couldn't do anything with the guy. And that happens sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He's not a ticket seller. And by everyone's standard, he's too much risk for the reward because he's not a ticket seller. He's not a title holder. What are you going to do with him as a promoter, right? Guys, this is a business. But welcome to the show, sir, and thank you for joining us. Oh, Bruce Gass pulling rank on me. 68, and I never needed a blue pill in my life. Well, apparently I'm not drinking the water in Providence, Rhode Island. Thank you for that, Bruce. I appreciate it, brother. But then again, different strokes for different folks. Oh boy. Yep. And I tell you what, here it is, and it's about that time, 30 minutes in. Are you ready, Big Rick?
We ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for fact or fiction.
Fact and fiction.
Yes, sir.
Lou Duva, my ass. That is Floyd all the way, brother. I tell you what, let's go to the number one fact or fiction, and here we go, Big Rick. Can you please do the honors, G Funky?
All right, number one, Terrence Crawford should win a boxing humiliation award for forcing...
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Humanitarian award.
Okay, let me blow up my screen. I'm sorry. It's hard to read it. Humanitarian award for forcing a 140-pound weight restriction on a potential rematch with Errol Spence Jr. Fact or fiction.
The little angel. I hear
sorry,
in the background.
Guys.
That's all right. That's all right. More the merrier.
I think you meant 147 pounds.
He did. Yes, sir.
Okay. You know, it's like saving us if Crawford doesn't want to do the Spence doesn't want to do the rematch at 47. Good, he saves us from people having to blow money on that stupid fight on pay-per-view because it's who wants to see it? Nobody wants to see that fight again.
Well, and you know what? To the dismay of most delusional Errol Spence fans who just can't face reality.
The Aerosexuals. Get it right, Joe.
My apologies. The Aerosexuals. Look, he's doing Errol Spence the truth. He's doing him a damn favor. That's why I'm saying he should win a boxing humanitarian award for basically pricing himself out here, right? Making that 147-pound weight restriction. Guys, that's the equivalent of pricing himself out. He's not interested, as he shouldn't, because there is no interest to anyone who knows what they're looking at in the ring. Rick, do you have anything to add to that, my friend?
Nope.
Because I guarantee you, Because Steven Espinosa, boy, he's not interested in this fight. In fact, Steven Espinosa, you're going to see a nice Christmas card sent to Terrence Crawford saying, "Thank you very much, sir." Right?
Yep.
You're gonna see him send you. Yeah, and that's it. That's the reality, guys. And we're gonna stay on the Terrence Crawford train and move to number 2, G Funky.
All right, Steve Nelson is correct when he says Boots Ennis doesn't have the following to fight Terrence Crawford. Fact or fiction, Rick?
Correct. Fact.
I agree.
Well, this brings a big problem that most fans who view the business of boxing as a sport, well, this just shows you guys this is indeed a business. As the saying goes, Big Rick, right? As the saying goes, there are 2 reasons to get into this racket. 1 is to make money, and 2, the second, is to make more money.
That's right.
Guys, this is a business, right? And but so all of the guys who look at this as a sport still, this is a big problem because they think Boots Ennis is most deserving. And where if you're looking at it as a sport, he really is now, isn't he? But he's not going to get it. Would you like to expound on why he's not going to get it?
Well, he doesn't bring any additional revenues to the table. There's nothing he brings. He doesn't bring any foreign TV. Nobody knows. Showtime made a big mistake. What they should have done, if they signed him up long term, they should have put him on CBS and Showtime simultaneously. CBS and Showtime are the same parent company. They should have put him on the Paramount Global app. They should have put him on regular Showtime on Saturday night, and as a main event, and they should have put him on national TV on Showtime at CBS, and they like 3 times in a year, and he would have built up a following. They didn't do that.
That's it. And look, I've been saying this for a very long time. And I've been saying this for a very long time. And once again, he's not part of PBC, but he is, like Steven loves him. He thinks he's the future of boxing. And look, we all know that the networks are the real promoters in this business, right?
Yep.
And so, look, Cameron Duncan, who is his promoter now, right? If he's not on TV, he should be, featuring him in regional events, nurturing his career and cultivating him as a ticket seller on the Northeast Coast, in and around the Philadelphia, Atlantic City area. Why hasn't he been doing that, Rick?
Because everything is justified to TV these days, and Showtime just cares he's on TV, and that's not how you promote a guy. He's mispromoted.
Once again, guys, Rick has the beat here. Rick has the beat. So we're moving on to number 3. G Funky. The honors, please, sir. G Funky.
Sorry.
Are you there? No, that's all right, brother. That's all right.
I'm doing parental duties too, so I apologize.
That's all right. Just let me know and I'll step in, brother. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Shakur is wrong when he states me and Tank will be the biggest fight in boxing when it happens. Fact or fiction, Rick?
What is that? When Trump is president again? When would that be?
No, it may be a huge fight at that time. Might be the biggest fight at that time, but they're acting like it's going to break all-time records. No, it won't. It may be the biggest fight at that point in time. I can't tell you that because I don't know what's else available at that same time period. But as far as all-time records, no, nowhere near.
Yeah, look, guys, and once again, this is a big problem. Most prize fighters have no idea what their respective market value is, right? What determines that, Rick?
Oh, God. It's just, I coined a line years ago, and I told Bob Arum this back in the 90s, and he slammed his hand down the table. Fucking Glaser's right, he said. And it was that a boxer's only true value to society is how much he can draw in dollars and cents on pay-per-view. Other than that, nothing else fucking matters. That's what his true value is right there.
You know what? That's absolutely right. And truer words were never spoken. And for that, I'll tell you what, G Funky, give this gentleman a round of applause once again, brother. I tell you what. And I'm sorry. I did not get the text. I'm a little late to the show, brother. My apologies, senor. But here it is, number 4. Number 4.
All right, number 4. No one is beating Shunto Nakatani at 115 pounds. Fact or fiction?
No, nobody's beating him at 115 pounds. It's 100% for sure. Not for a long time. And I think he'll grow out of the weight class and move up. I don't think anybody's beating him at 115 pounds. He's a beast.
Oh, boy. Yeah, this is a scary, scary fighter. How he continuously makes 115 is beyond me. This guy's a biscuit shy of featherweight.
Yeah, that's unbelievable in itself. It's just what you just said, Joe. I mean, God damn, that motherfucker. Oh, my God.
And the reason why I'm saying this is he just fought, and oh, my gosh. This is a guy who he's got not only the skill to pitch a shutout, but he's got the size, the power, the volume to really put you on your ass if you want to tangle with this guy, if you want to sit in the pocket and trade. This guy's a total package. Like, there's a reason, guys, why I think Bam Rodriguez moved down to 112. One, that's closer to the natural weight.
Well, I think he physically saw how small he was compared to this guy. Forget about the ability part. We won't even go there. We're just saying he saw how small he was and said, compared to what he was at 115. So, oh, man, I'm not 115. Well, we knew that because he was at 112 when he fought at 115. So the comfortable position is going to 112. I'm going to tell you what. I'm a big Bam fan, but I'm a big Sonny Edwards fan, and Sonny Edwards can fight his ass off. And that's going to be a fucking fight come December. That's a real fight.
Yeah, it's a damn shame. It's a damn shame that Eddie Hearn didn't put it in the right place, which is San Antonio, the Alamo Dome. That would put 30,000 fans.
Sonny Edwards wasn't going to go there. I don't think I think that was the issue.
Well, you know what? Fuck him. That's what sells the most tickets. Seriously, fuck him. Who the fuck is Sonny Edwards, Rick? And I know your favorite.
Well, Joe. Without him, there's no unification bout. So it doesn't matter what you and I think. There's no unification bout without Sonny Edwards. And don't forget, Sonny Edwards.
Once again,
don't forget, the Zone wants Sonny Edwards because he's European and they have a big fan base in the UK. Not that he's a huge attraction, but that fight will be big over there too. So
you know what? You know what? It's going to do crickets in Arizona, Glendale, Arizona. Once again, there's
no question, but that's not Eddie. That's not Eddie.
Yeah,
look, that's my point. That's my point.
Antonio. But forget about San Antonio. There's other areas that would have drawn a lot more than there, which is LA, for example. They could go to the what's the name of that place? The Kia Center, the Kia Forum. They're going there.
Rick, with the YouTube theater that's at the SoFi Stadium.
I've been to the YouTube theater earlier this year. Right, the YouTube theater, which seats I think 7,000. So
that's perfect.
That's where they should have went. But Eddie, Eddie, I don't know what he's thinking. Who knows?
Man, look, and for that you get the Eddie Horrible Hearn. For that you get the Kiss My Motherfucking Ass Joseph Heron Award. Thank you very much.
He's got to go.
Chingao. And once again, I had to include my name because I'm speaking relatively, guys. I'm not speaking for Rick. I'm not speaking for the boss, G Funky. That's how I feel. And that's why it's the Kiss My Motherfucking Ass Joseph Heron Award. That's what you get. Are you number 5, G Funky?
All right, number 5. Keith One-Time Thurman is correct when he states Little Charlo should keep his weight loss for Canelo fight on September 30th. I don't know.
Fact or fiction, Big Rick?
I don't even know what it means. What does it mean?
He's saying he would have a better chance for victory if he kept that weight off, didn't balloon up to 168, and actually was more nimble and fleet-footed.
It's tough to say. but I think that has some validity. But I'm not saying it's correct, but it does have validity.
Yeah, look, either way, he's getting smashed, in my opinion. That's just how I feel. And guys, look, if you didn't know, James Gogi could not make the show last night, so he's going to get geared up for the big Canelo versus Charlo, Gogi's big fight preview. So, guys, we apologize that we couldn't bring you James last night, but he will be here this Sunday evening to give you his big fight preview, Canelo versus Charlo, and I can't wait to hear what he says. But I tell you what, Rick, what is your official prediction for this fight, sir?
I think Canelo. I think Charlo has a prayer, but that's all he's got.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Charlo has a prayer, but that's all he's got. You know, I think the other guy is a little more well-rounded, more versed in big fights, more relaxed in there. And I think Charlo will use up a lot of nervous energy in the fight. And I don't think that's good. That isn't good.
Well, Joe, it sounds like it's like Mr. Bon Jovi said, right? Living on a prayer.
No, that's absolutely right. And thank you for reminding us of that terrible song from the 80s. Thank you. Chingal. I tell you what, moving on now, number 6, G-Funky.
Okay, number 6, Al Heyman will put Frank Martin on ice for turning down Shakur Stevenson fight for the vacant WBC lightweight championship. Fact or fiction, Rick?
Well, we don't know if he took the fight and turned it down, or the Heyman talked him out of it. We don't know that. So I'm going to say I don't have that answer. I think that's incorrect.
You think it's fiction?
Yep.
I think it's a big fact. I think he embarrassed everyone involved. And because he's not a ticket seller, he's going to get the Mikey Garcia treatment. Or because this is Al Heyman, he's going to get the Vanya Smarterosian treatment.
Ouch.
Yep.
Ouch.
That's it. And that's what I think. But, I may be wrong. And you know what, Rick? He knows this business. So, hey, this is his show. And I tell you what, he may be right. Heyman may have talked him out of it. But usually when Heyman talks someone out of an opportunity, that usually, but what doesn't make sense is he's the one who brokered this. Al Heyman brokered this deal with Bob Arum.
Yeah, but it could have been an embarrassed Top Rank. Who knows? We don't know that. Maybe he looked at it as, oh, look, I'm controlling this guy. He ain't taking that fight, you assholes. Who knows what this guy's thinking? Heyman's a quasi egomaniac. So who knows?
And there it is. There it is. Moving on to number 7, brother. Well, do you have anything more to add to this, G-Funky?
I was just going to say, Frankie's got some explaining to do, man. He still hasn't said nothing. Yeah, it's odd. It's very odd what happened there with them.
Frankie, you got some explaining to do. But I will say this though. Everyone seemed to be on the same page. And I came up with this theory, and the more people I actually talk to within the business, they seem to, believe that this is the case. They believe that one of his quote unquote urban advisors whispered a ton of bullshit into his ear and convinced him at the 11th hour that he wasn't going to get a fair shake on a top-ranked ESPN card. What say you, Rick?
That's a big possibility. Very much so a possibility. But he would have got a fair shake.
Of course,
because on those kind of deals, they agree.
Oh,
Rick, you froze. Oh boy, I tell you what. Let's go through while we're waiting, G-Funky. Let's go through the boxing schedule coming up. Once again, this weekend, guys, you've got the return of the Big Bang, Zhang, right?
Yes, sir.
And he's going to defend his Nothing Burger title against Joyce in a rematch that no one thinks there's any need to see, but you think differently now, don't you?
I want to see it because I want to see what Coach Salas and them have cooked up for any kind of adjustment for the Juggernaut. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I don't know. I feel like after watching the first fight, and I watched it again this morning. Tough matchup, man. Tough matchup for Joyce.
And look. It's a tough matchup for anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Let's sit down. Let's just not. This is no indictment on the ability or inability of Joyce. This is a tough matchup for anyone.
Yeah, per Coach Ronnie Shields last week, we asked him about that. He had Philip Herkovich, and I asked him about that, and he's like, "No, he's a very difficult fight for anyone."
It's dropped again.
Yep,
it's dropped
indeed.
Again,
and we welcome back to the show, Big Rick Glaser. Big round of applause.
Joe, what I was saying was he should be embarrassed. Martin, turning a guy can't sell a ticket. Getting $1,050,000 for a fight. Okay, $1 million, and he's a lightweight and can't sell a ticket.
Yep.
He's not a young guy. He's in his late 20s. What the fuck was he thinking? Fighting in basic obscurity, and he gets a fight for a fucking $1 million. His life-changing money for that dumb bastard, and this is what he does. Jesus Christ.
Hey, you know what, Rick? Once again, we love it. The truth serum here on Real Talk with Rick Glaser. And once again, urban advisors, Big Rick. That's the only thing that makes sense in this scenario because everyone was on board.
But an urban advisor would say $1 million. What the fuck? $1,050,000. How could you not take it? I mean, even an urban advisor is not that fucking dumb.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And you know this. Yes, you know this.
Nah.
Oh, man. $1 million. That ain't shit today. That ain't shit today. You know this.
Joe, I don't see that. I just don't see it.
Well, I tell you what, brother, the truth still, hopefully, it will reveal itself in time.
Yes. Well, the other thought I had was maybe Derek James just taking the loss with fucking Spence, figuring there's going to be a rematch. He's going to take that loss.
Look,
Charlo taking a loss with Canelo coming up. Maybe he said, "I can't handle this. We're not another guy losing."
Rick, I'm surprised at you because that's what fans would think. But look,
that might have happened. Don't be surprised.
No. Derek James is not that egotistical.
No.
And he's not that stupid.
Yeah.
He's not. He's not. And once again, that's a fan sentiment. You want to hear a terrible fan take? Terrible fan take number one, right? Terrible fan take. And I just laughed when I heard this. Oh, the fighter of the year should be or performance of the year should be Teofimo Lopez over Josh Taylor, not Terrence Crawford over Errol Spence Jr. Teofimo Lopez, he was, oh shit, we just lost Big Rick once again. Oh boy. All right. Well, hopefully we get him back. It's only 10 minutes left in his segment, so hopefully we get him back sooner rather than later. But I tell you what, though, man, in my opinion, guys, and here he is. There he is.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's
Big
the third
Rick, we've
time
only
tonight.
got 10 more minutes with you, brother.
Yeah,
so
that's the third time the phone went down tonight. Well,
let's hurry up and put the boogie on. Let's hurry up and put the boogie on because we only have it for 10 more minutes. Let's get this done. Number 7.
Devin Haney will never face William Cepeda ever, ever, ever. Fact or fiction?
You forgot or never?
100%. Now, could he be behind it when like Haney shot and old and stuff like that in it for a last payday? Yeah, but not in his prime. No way, no how.
Haney would want somewhere close to $10 million for that fight.
He would want Keith Thurman money, brother. He would want Keith Thurman money. And there it is. Right. Number 8, brother. Number 8. And I wholeheartedly believe this. But once again, this is for Rick. Fact or fiction, sir?
Okay. I cannot read that name, Joseph. So you got to take this one.
Shoajan
Ergashev will shock the world and outbox Subriel Matias to a clear 12-round unanimous decision on November 4th. Fact or fiction, Rick?
No. No.
Very, very, very clear and concise. Not a. Well, I don't.
It's a very good fight. Whoever wins, it's not going to be clear. I don't see it being clear, no matter who wins. I just don't. I mean, could somebody knock somebody out? Of course they can, but I think till that point, it's going to be it's going to be a tough fight, and it may have a clear ending, but it's going to be a rough fight. Both guys can throw. What's his name is a little better boxer, Ervishev, but it's going to be a fight.
This is
nothing clear about that fight.
Guys. This is a great matchup, but what I was saying was not just an I don't think so, but a resounding no. And you heard it, and he expounded as to why. He said no clear 12-round UD. It might result in that, but it's not going to be a clear, concise, open and shut case. And I agree with that wholeheartedly, my friend. So here it is, number 9, sir.
All right, David Benavides versus Demetrius Andrade will eventually be scrapped by PBC and Showtime Sports because Boo Boo is asking for too much money.
I wonder why I actually worded it that way. Is it maybe because I've talked to someone who?
I have no confidence in Boo Boo to watch him because I think he's horrible to watch, and I have no confidence in him as a businessman, and I think he sucks, blows dicks, and I think that's a real possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I have no confidence in him at all. I think he's a fucking zero.
Big round of applause for Big Rick Glaser at this time, T-Funky. Thank you, sir.
I feel like, Andrade's a tough sell, man. I mean, people aren't even paying. They're not even watching him for free. What makes you think they're going to pay to see him?
Right. That's exactly the truth.
Very awkward style, and tough matchup for anyone.
Oh, I tell you what, and for that, sir, for you putting yourself out once again when you couldn't sell out my living room on a Saturday night, well, you, sir, now get the Joseph Aaron Kiss My Motherfucking Ass Award once again. And there it is.
I love that. All right, number 10.
Number 10, G-Funky.
Luis Alberto Lopez will shock the world and KO Robesi Ramirez when they finally fight and unify at 126 pounds. Fact or fiction, Rick?
No, he may win, but he's not going to shock the world and KO him because Robesi Ramirez is he's not bad. He's pretty good, but he's not great. He lost his pro debut. He's done well since, but he's no great shakes. And he won't shock the world, but he can win. It's a good fight, but there's no shocking the world with that. That's for sure.
I'm hearing some rumblings, guys. I'm hearing
some
rumblings.
Go ahead, let's hear it.
That my guy from Central California, Ruben Villa, could be taking on Ramirez this year. He's on his last fight of his top-ranked deal. He's got a win over Lopez already. So is that something that you guys have been hearing also, or am I just hearing that?
Yeah, no, it's true. That's true. There's a good possibility that it happens.
I like that. He's a very crafty southpaw. He fought Friday night in a really good fight too. I love that fight. And if that does happen on that November 4th card, you better believe I'll be there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Now we get into the championship rounds, and it gets even more ridiculous from here. Number 11, G-Funky.
Okay, Andy Ruiz sounds like an ass when making the claim that Wilder, Joshua, Fury, and Usyk are all afraid of him. Fact or fiction, Rick?
Nobody's afraid of Andy Ruiz. He just prices himself out of fights. That's all he does. Nobody's afraid of him.
And it's coming from a guy, I really liked Ruiz when he became heavyweight champion. I thought that he would ride that wave because, he's a Mexican-American, first heavyweight champion, and he just blew it, man. Oh, my God, the potential he had. But, hey, it is what it is.
Yep. Well, once again, stupid is as stupid does, in the immortal words of Forrest Gump. And look, thinking that you're worth $20 million is pretty damn stupid.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
So, speaking of stupid, hey, Adrian Broner's on the queue. Number 12, sir. Final round of action, sir.
Number 12, Adrian Broner versus Chris Howard on Don King's pay-per-view will attract more purchases than Procraze versus Haiti on his own pay-per-view. Fact or fiction? Oh my goodness.
No.
Okay, guys, over under 50K for both of these pay-per-views. Over under.
Devin Haney and Progray over 50 barely, maybe, yeah, right around 50, and the other one way under, but maybe 10, 12, 15,000.
Oh gosh, this is a sad state of affairs. But like, make no mistake about it, guys. Both of these matchups are on pay-per-view out of necessity. Right? Yeah. Make no mistake about it, guys. It's not because everyone is champing at the bit.
Haney and Progray is not. No, Haney and Progray should be on regular Showtime. I mean, regular DAZN. It's ridiculous to put it on a pay-per-view. Stupid.
And why is it? Go ahead, sir.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna tell you guys this. For those of you that don't live in California, Northern California, where I am, San Francisco is super expensive for everything. And I've already asked some people if they wanted to go, and they're like, "Nope, too expensive in the city. No thanks." So gonna be a tough sell, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. But hey, this is Devin Haney's homecoming. Once again, Eddie Hearn, the recipient of the Joseph Heron Kiss My Motherfucking Ass award. Holy shit. Rick, we're at the end of the line, my friend. Do you have any parting shots or anything to add, sir, for this edition of Real Talk with Rick Glaser?
No, just my Twitter handle is at Real Rick Glaser 1. That's GLASER at Real Rick Glaser 1. I'm a verified account. I've got over 8,000 followers. If you'd like to follow, I answer all boxing questions. Okay, and that's it. I'll see you guys next Monday. And I'm come with more questions and better questions. That last one about Broner and Progray, I didn't like. That was stupid. Come on, guys.
Well, no. Some of these are meant for entertainment, not just
knowledge. I know that. And I was kidding you guys. So listen, I enjoy the show a lot. I'll see you guys next Monday night. Okay.
We love you, my friend. Thank you, Big Rick. We appreciate you being here, brother.
Bye now.
Guys, and that was the real Rick Glaser. I tell you what, because, we're going to go a little overtime if you can wing it, G-Funky. I know this is the time.
Just a few minutes I can do.
We've got 5 minutes for you, brother. So what is your pick? And what do you think is going to happen in the Juggernaut meeting the Big Bang? I'm the Big Bang. I come to bang everything. Holy shit. He needs a new PR guy. That's what he needs.
Yeah.
Hey, brother. And hey, Terry Lane, I'm available right now, brother. Come on now.
Hey, I'll let him know. I'll definitely let him know.
And I definitely will coach him a little bit better than I'm the Big Bang. I come to bang everything in the American market. Right?
Yes,
Ching out. So what are your thoughts on, because we couldn't get the pick the brain of Maestro James Gogi. Your thoughts, does this play out any differently than the first one?
I think as far as how the fight went, it will, but I think the result's going to be the same. I do. Joyce has a hell of a gas tank. We know that. Guy comes in great shape, but he's just so slow and just gets hit too much. He was looking unstoppable for his last couple fights up until this fight, and that southpaw straight left hand was just money all night long. Almost like taking candy from a baby. It was that easy for Zhang to hit him with that punch.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be tough, man, to make adjustments in one camp. So this is what I think, and this is just again just my opinion, guys. I haven't really done a whole lot of film study, and I don't think I'm going to have time to do it this week. But I think that they're going to get Joyce. They're going to try to get him to go and start a little bit earlier. Not try to wait him out, but try to hurt him early, maybe with something, and force him early to expand more energy early, because we know Zhang doesn't have the greatest gas tank. He doesn't really get a whole lot of knockouts late in fights. So, and I'm sorry, my wife is looking at me. And
no, hey, no problem, brother. I tell you what,
Yeah.
happy wife, happy life. So we will bid you adieu and say
just say
thank
this
you.
before we close
Let's
it
hear
out.
it. Let's hear it.
I'll just say that I do think that they're gonna tell Joyce, let's jump on him early. Let's try to make this a firefight early, and not wait it out so long, because that could happen again. Who knows? Might get swelled up again, maybe get a broken nose or something from the left hands. So that's what I think, but I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna make the proper adjustments.
Now then you're running the risk. You're rolling the dice because once again, Joyce does have a great chin.
Mm-hmm.
And he was coming on in the 6th round until Howard Foster jumped in and, waved the white flag. Look, they're not, and I know this for a fact, Howard Foster is not going to be the referee in charge of the action this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so now you're running the risk then of running out of gas even sooner if you try to, get the juggernaut out of there. In my opinion, they fight in an even more measured pace. Pick and choose their shots wisely. Because once again, Joyce, that guy's got a great gas tank. In my opinion, guys, you see a completely different result. And my sexy FightSaga.com bet of the week is a group round bet, official stoppage between 9 and 12 for Joyce. I think the Juggernaut is going to come up the big winner in this fight, and I think he's going to put the Big Bang to sleep.
Yeah, I think they have to make it a fight. They have to make it a fight. Can't wait around, I don't think.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. If they do, he's definitely going to run out of gas by 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so we'll see, guys. It makes it a really intriguing fight, a much more intriguing fight than most believe. But G-Funky, your parting shots, and how do we reach you, my friend?
Yeah, most of you already know where I'm at here on YouTube, G-Funky Boxing. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at GFunky84. Instagram, GFunky_boxing. Check me out, man. I'm going to have a few guests on this week. Ray Corona will be on Thursday. Referee Ray Corona, that is. And then we will have Adam and Cecilio Flores, strength and conditioning coaches, will be on that same day. So going to be a busy day. Yeah. So guys, if you want to come over, you have questions, you want to ask the referee or strength and conditioning coach, come on by, stop by, and come check us out.
So very quickly, G-Funky, before we let you go, brother, are they setting up Top Rank in their infinite wisdom and with their experience? Are they setting up an seemingly imminent showdown between Emmanuel Navarrete and Shakur Stevenson?
I sure hope so, man. I do.
Well, it sure seems that way. Is there any chance for an upset on either side?
I think so. I do think so. It's a tough matchup because, Shakur's never been in with a guy this awkward, and Navarrete hasn't been in.
No. I'm talking about the November, what is it, 15th, 14th?
Oh, you're talking about De Los Santos. I'm sorry.
Yes, De Los Santos. And okay. Is that going to, in your mind, is that a more difficult fight than Frank Martin?
No. It's a good matchup, though.
Why on earth does everyone seem to think that's a more difficult matchup than Frank Martin?
It's just convenient. That's all, Rick. But I do have to go, man. I'm sorry.
All right, brother. And there it is. Guys. On behalf of Rick Glaser, on behalf of G-Funky, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to Week Radio. Have a great week, everybody.
I wanna get out to New Mexico. We're on the road to New Mexico.
FightSaga.com and Halftime Pizza proudly present Real Talk with boxing professional Rick Glaser.